Hello student, this is the new chapter of the economics, that is globalization and the Indian economy part 1. This is the fourth chapter of economics part 1, globalization and the Indian economy. Globalization. First of all, we discuss the concept. What is the concept of globalization? Globalization, it is not new term for us, even though in history chapter making global world, number of time we have used this word globalization and what is the actual meaning of globalization. So here globalization, what is the globalization? Through some simple example we discuss in this lesson, and how India is being globalized, how India is being globalized and why. Different strategies prior to 1991. Means in 1991 liberalization taken place and promoted the globalization process. Means what is the development strategy prior to the 1991? Then state controlled industries, that textile goods as an example of the elaboration. Then economic reforms of the 1991. This one is also the subject matter which we are going to study in this lesson. Then strategies adopted in the reforms measures, that is easing of the capital flow, then migration, investment flow, then different perspectives on globalization, and its impact on the different sectors. Political impact of the globalization, means all these are the study matter of this lesson. Here globe actually village, means media play important role in this process, and liberal means free hand. Globalization, globe means village, media play, then liber means free hand. There are means trade, people, flow of capital in this process. So today we have wide choice of goods and services before us. Means different companies, they are producing different goods, means same good but different, manufactured by the different companies. Means today in this sense we have wide choice of goods and services before us. There is explosion of the brands, means different companies, they are making the same goods with having some differences, means this is called the explosion of brands. It is recent phenomenon, and in a matter of years our market have been transferred. In this recent phenomenon, that is globalization. Until the middle of the 20th century, production that was largely organized within the country. In this introduction, we are discussing that until the middle of 20th century, production, how was the production? That was organized within the country. Meaning production that was generally for within the country. What crossed the boundaries was mainly the raw material, then foodstuff, finished products. Colonies such as in India exported raw material and foodstuff and imported finished goods. Trade was the main channel connecting distant countries. Trade, that was one of the main medium for connecting the distant countries. So here, as a consumer, today's world, as a consumers in today's world, some of us a wide choice of goods, just we have discussed, and services before us, means there is wide choice of the goods and services in today's world. The latest model of the digital cameras, then mobile phones and the televisions made by leading manufacturers of the world are within our reach, means all these which company mobile, if we want digital camera and television, all these are the alternate, these are the options or and reachable to us. Every season new model of the automobiles can be seen on Indian market. Then gone are the days when ambassador and the flats were the only cars on the Indian road. Ambassador and Fiat, they were on the only cars on the Indian road. These days has gone. Now different companies four wheelers, they are on the road, they are flowing on the road. Today Indians are buying car produced by nearly all the top companies in the world, means all top, whatever top companies are there for the car manufacturing, today Indians are buying all this produced in the world. A similar explosion of brands can be seen for many other goods, not only for the car but others good, from the shirt to television to the processed fruit juices. Means this is the explosion of the goods. Even though services, such wide-ranging choices, of goods in our market is relatively recent phenomenon. This is the recent phenomenon or recent principle. Wide-ranging choices of goods. You won't have found such a wide variety of goods in Indian market even 2 decades back. In a matter of year, our market have been transformed. Means now our market have been transformed in the globalization process. Means we have seen in the history that globalization process is not new for us. It is ancient process, but acceleration taken place within this 30 years, 20 to 30 years. So how do we understand this rapid transformation? How this rapid transformation taken place? What are the factors that are bringing about these changes? ये changes लाने के कौन से factors है? And how are these changes affecting the lives of people? All this we'll discuss in this chapter. That is production across the country. Until the middle of 12th century, until the middle of 20th century, production was largely organized within the country. The production that was only or producing only within the country. What crossed the boundaries of these countries were raw material, then foodstuff, then finished products. All these crossed the boundaries of the country. Colonies such as in India exported raw material and foodstuff and imported finished goods. This is about the colonial period. In colonial period, our raw material that was going to the exporting to other countries, that is raw material, then foodstuff and finished product that was coming to the India. Trade was the main channel. Trade that was one of the main channel connecting the distant countries. डिस्टेंट कंट्री को ज्वाइन करने वाला, कनेक्टेड करने वाला कौन सा मीडियम था? दैट वाज ओनली ट्रेड. दिस वाज बिफोर द लार्ज कंपनीज कॉल्ड द मल्टीनेशनल corporations, in short MNCs, that emerge on the scene. A MNC is the company that own or control production in more than one nation. Means MNC production, it is not limited for one country or their own country, but MNC production that goes to the other country, or specially production takes place for sending to the different countries. MNC set up offices and factories for the production in the region where they can get cheap labors and other resources. Generally, the different units of this multinational corporation, MNC, they are not limited in the one place or one country, but their different units, they are scattered to the different countries where the availability of cheap labors and other resources. Means insight is that production cost would be less. This is the insight in front of the MNC, and that is why their units, they scatter specially in search of the cheap labors and other resources. This is done so that the cost of production is low. क्या होगा? Cost of production would be low and MNC can earn greater profit. This concept would be for the MNC that can earn the greater profit if the production cost is less. Consider the following example. Here is given one of the example of the MNC. That is spreading of production by the MNC. A large MNC producing industrial equipment. This is the MNC. Production is of the industrial equipment. Design its products in the research center in the United States, and then has the components manufactured in China. Research center is in United States and components manufactured in China. So there are then shipped to the Mexico. After this manufacturing or production, that shipped to the Mexico and Eastern Europe, where the products are assembled. Means all these products, they are assembled or they shipped to where? Mexico and Eastern Europe for the assembling of this produce, and finished the products are sold all over the world. Then it's sent to the all over the world. for getting maximum profit. So, meanwhile, the company's customer care, company's customer care is carried out through the call center located in India. Means see here in this production of the industrial equipment, design products or research center it is in the United States. Then production manufacture it is in China, and then it's shipped for assembly where, that is Mexico and Eastern Europe, and after that it's sent to the different countries in the world market. And last thing is that company customer care, this is also important. After all, by using this, that production of particular company, customer should, there should be the satisfaction of the customer. So the company's customer care unit, it is or call center located in India. Means this is about the industrial equipment or spreading of the production by the MNC. It is the new concept. So I hope you have understood spreading of the production by MNC, how it is. Then in this example, the MNC is not only selling its finished product. MNC is not selling only finished product globally, but more important, goods and services are produced globally. Means it is MNC's production. MNC is not only selling the finished products globally, but more than that, important is that goods and services are produced globally. Means production भी जो है वो they are taking in different countries, even though assembled in different countries. Even customer care unit is also in the different countries. Means this is the way of production, manufacturing, trading, all this. The production process is divided into small parts. In this production process, it is divided into small parts, is organized in increasingly complex way. So here again I am repeating this. The goods and services are produced globally by whom? MNC. As a result, उसका जो परिणाम है, production is organized. Production that is in organized increasingly complex way. The production process is divided into small parts. Here in the globalization process, production process, it is divided into small parts and spread out across the globe, and that spread out across the globe. In the above example, China provides the advantage of being a cheap manufacturing location. Mexico and Eastern Europe are useful for their closeness to the market. This is also insight to the producer that production unit should be close to the nearest market, and this Mexico and Eastern Europe, it is these are useful for this the purpose or closeness to the market. In the US and Europe, India has highly skilled engineers who can understand the technical aspects of the production, and specialties of the Indian skill engineers for the technical aspects of production. It is also has educated English speaking youth who can provide the customer care services. And all this probably can means 50 to 60%. See here, 50 to 60% cost saving for the MNC. Through this process, production they are taking in different places as per saving the production cost. And how much cost is saving? 50 to 60% cost is saving for this MNC. The advantage of spreading out production across the border to the multinational can be truly immense. Then next is next part of this lesson is that interlinking production across the country. No doubt in this globalization process, MNC's production, they are interlinking, means they are taking production in different countries, even though research center is there in different countries, customer care unit is also different countries. And on the base of some factors of the production they use, and inside is for getting the low production cost. So interlinking production across the country. In general, MNC set up production where it is close to the market, where there is skilled and unskilled labor available at low cost, and where the availability of other factors of production is assured. In addition, MNC might look for the government policies that look after the interests. You will read about the policies later in the chapter. Means MNC that takes the production in different countries with the help of government of that respective countries. Cooperation of that particular country's government is also becomes the helpful for the MNC. Without cooperation, MNC could not take the production in different countries. So here, having assured themselves of this condition, MNC set up factories and offices for the production. Money that is spent to buy asset such as land, building, machines and other equipment is called the investment. Means all these are the requirement for any type of the production. And which are these? The money that is spent by to buy the asset or inputs such as land. Land, it is also one of the factor of production. Then building, machines and other equipment. And all this expenditure, that is the investment. So what is investment? I hope you have clear. And investment made by the MNC is called the foreign investment. So what is foreign investment? Investment made by the MNC, multinational corporation. That is foreign investment. Any investment is made with the hope that this asset will earn the profit. Means MNC investment or foreign investment, it is made just for getting the profit, earning the profit. At time, MNC set up production jointly with some of the local companies of these countries. The benefit to local company of such a joint production is twofold. First, these are twofold. First fold is that MNC can provide money. MNC can provide what? Money for the additional investment which which is the additional investment, that is like buying the new machines for the faster production. Then second, MNC might bring with them latest technology for the production. Means this is the twofold for the investment for the MNC. Again I am repeating it. MNC can provide money. MNC किसको प्रोवाइड कर सकती है? मनी. फॉर व्हाट पर्पस? फॉर additional investment. And which is this additional investment? Like buying new machines for the faster production. And second one is might bring with them latest technology. Then but this most common route for the MNC investment, most common route for the MNC investment is to buy up local companies and then to expand production. So third one is what? MNC investment is to buy up local companies. MNC, what they do for investment? They buy the local companies and then they expand their production in a large scale or using modern technology. MNC with huge wealth can quite easily do so. Why it is possible for MNC? Because MNC is having the lot of wealth asset in the form of capital investment. To take an example for the Cargill Foods, very large American MNC. Cargill Food, it is one of the very large American MNC. has bought over the smaller Indian companies. इस कंपनी ने इंडियंस बहुत सारे स्मॉलर कंपनी को इन्होंने लिया है, परचेस किया है. सच एज विच आर दिस स्मॉलर कंपनीज? दैट इज Parak Foods. Then Parak Food had built a large marketing network. Parak Food ने large marketing network बनाया है in various parts of India, and its brands that was well reputed. Why it happened for this Parak Food? Because with the help of or initiative taken by the MNC. Also Parak Food had 4 oil refineries. It has also 4 oil refineries, whose control has now shifted to Kargil, और जिसका कंट्रोल रिफाइनरीज का कंट्रोल कहाँ है? टू द कारगिल. Kargil is now the largest producer. Kargil, it is one of the largest producer of the edible oil in India, with a capacity to make 5 million pouches daily. Or what is the capacity of this Kargil for making the edible oil pouches daily? That is 5 million. It is not the small figure. Means 50 lakh pouches they are, oil pouches they are making. Next one is, in fact, many of the top MNCs have wealth exceeding the entire budget of the developing country government. With such an enormous wealth, imagine the power and influence of this MNC. Means MNC, they are, or MNC have the wealth exceeding for entire budget, and this is for the development of the country government. There there is another way in which MNC control the production. और कौन सा वे है MNC प्रोडक्शन जिसमें कंट्रोल करती है? दैट इज लार्ज MNCs डेवलप द कंट्रीज. Large MNC in developed countries place order for the production. Large MNC in developed country, what they do? They place the order for production with the small producers. They place order with the small producers, that is garment, footwear, sport items are the example of these industries, where production is carried out by the large number of small producers. Means actual production it is carried by the small producers, large number of small producers around the world. By the name of the this MNC, they takes the production. Then fourth one, this is fifth one. We are discussing about how MNC's concept is there, how they investing their foreign investment, and how taking the production, the way of taking production. So fifth one, producers are supplied to the MNC products. They are supplied to the MNC, which then sell this under their own brand name to the customer. Again, see, I am reading it. I am telling you, the products are supplied to the MNC. MNC को जो products supply कर रहे हैं, which then sell this under their own brand. और वो अपने ब्रांड से के नाम से सेल करते हैं अंडर देयर ओन ब्रांड नेम टू द कस्टमर्स. ओन ब्रांड मीन्स MNC's brand. These large MNC have tremendous power. Tremendous means lot of powers to determine the price, quality, delivery, and labor conditions for these distance producers. Means MNC, they have the tremendous powers, dominative position. For what purpose? For determine the price, then quality, delivery, and labor condition, which production takes place in the different places. Then after that, 6.1, thus we see that there are a variety of ways in which MNC are spreading their production and interacting with the global production in various countries across the globe. By setting up partnership with the local companies, means this MNC set up the partnership with the local companies by using the local companies for supplies. Then by closely competing with the local companies or buying them up, MNC are exerting a strong influence on production. MNC, they are exerting strong influence on the production at the distant location. Though the production is in the distinct location in different countries, but there is strong hold of the MNC on that production or production qualities, process, all this. And as a result, प्रोडक्शन इन दिस वाइडली डिस्पर्स, और उसी के कारण प्रोडक्शन दैट इज वाइडली डिस्पर्स लोकेशन, अलग अलग लोकेशन में प्रोडक्शन स्प्रेड हुआ है, डिस्पर्स हुआ है, इज गेटिंग इंटरलिंक. एंड दो द प्रोडक्शन इज डिस्पर्स, but still there is interlink only because of the MNC. So all this about that we have seen interlinking production across the country. Interlinking production across the country that we have seen here. Then see about the one of the example of the MNC, that is Ford Motors. It is American company, is one of the world largest automobile manufacturer with the production spread over 26 countries of the world. Ford Motor इसका ये जो अमेरिकन, दिस इज वन ऑफ द अमेरिकन कंपनी which is largest in the world for manufacturing automobile, and their production is spread across the 26 companies in the world. Ford Motors came in India in which year? That is in 1995, and spent how much money here? That is 1,700 crore to set up the large plant near the Chennai. इसका प्लांट कहाँ है? नियर द चेन्नई, एंड दे स्पेंट इन 1995 1,700 crore. This was done in the collaboration with the Mahindra and Mahindra, a major Indian manufacturer of the jeep and trucks. Means given boost to the Mahindra and Mahindra, which is major Indian manufacturer for the jeep and trucks. And by the year 2004, Ford Motor was selling 27,000 cars in the Indian market. How much? What is the figure? 27,000 cars in Indian market, while 24,000 cars were exported. Even though exported quantity, it is also much more, that is 24,000 from the India, where that is going South Africa, Mexico, Brazil. The company wants to develop Ford India as a component supplying base for its other plant across the globe. Means this is about the we have studied, we have discussed about the Ford Motor. So thank you, student.